In the modern world of video games, having DLC drop is something that is pretty commonplace. DLC, for if you don't know the acronym, means downloadable content. This is something that happens all the time now, where a video game will come out and then as soon as the game is out, or maybe a couple days later, on your whatever store you're playing it on, some downloadable content for the game will come out. This can range from stuff like maybe just a new cosmetic suit, items. It can range from, sometimes in story-based video games, brand new story modes added to it. So DLC is something that is a huge and most common part in video games. One of the first times DLC was ever done in video game history actually involves our good pal Sonic. For Sonic Adventure, released on the Dreamcast, Sega was one of the first companies to ever actually have DLC. So Sega would regularly update the in-game site of Sonic Adventure, and they would unlock already programmed yet hidden data. So while it wasn't like you were really downloading anything new into the game, it was more or less you were just unlocking that hidden data that was already in the game. But I mean, it is still technically a download. You are still technically downloading something to get the data. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go over what you could get from Sonic Adventure's DLC. So yes, there was DLC for Sonic Adventure. For something released in the 90s, it had DLC. This is something that for a long time I had no idea existed. But here we are. Everything is found out eventually, and all of this DLC that I'm about to say can now be playable. People have found the files for this DLC, and they have uploaded it as mods that you can download into Sonic Adventure. So all of this DLC is playable now in current day. It has not been lost to time. So the first DLC we have is the Dreamcast Launch Party DLC. One of the first things made available when the Dreamcast was launched was the Dreamcast Launch Party for Station Square. Around the city, banners and balloons featuring the Dreamcast logo were set up and would thank people for supporting Sega and Sonic Team, as well as pointing out that there was plenty more to come. The next one is a pretty easy and obvious thing to do, which is Halloween. So from October 19th to December 28th in the year 1999, Sega released Halloween decorations for Twinkle Park. Scattered around the level, the graffiti had been tagged all over the walls and floors, wishing players a happy Halloween, and jack-o'-lanterns in witches' clothing danced around. Trick or Treat would occasionally come up while walking near the graffiti. And Station Square also had posters advertising Twinkle Park's Halloween party. So I like that even though it's meant to be like Halloween, thing, saying Happy Halloween and all that type of stuff, they made it in-game that it's like, oh yeah, just the Twinkle Park's having a Halloween event. That's kind of fun that they still try to keep it in-universe. And of course, after Halloween was Christmas. So from December 18th to the 28th of 1999, Christmas trees were placed all around Station Square. Jumping at them, you would have a festive message pop up, and as well, the Station Square theme was changed to an a cappella version of Dream Dreams from Christmas Nights, which was the Christmas version of Nights into Dreams. Heading into other parts of Station Square would just reset the theme though back to its usual, but that is cool that they at least made more of a change than just adding Christmas trees everywhere. They did change the theme. The Christmas Party download did have a flaw though, as it prevented players from actually finishing Sonic's story. The largest Christmas tree found in Station Square occupies the same space an ID card that opens the way to Speed Highway is located. When the card appears, the Christmas tree does not allow the player to get close enough to pick it up. So there's the first of the many bugs in this whole thing. You can't actually finish Sonic's story because where one of the ID cards is, the Christmas tree's there and it blocks you from beating the game. So, oopsie daisy. But I mean, I'm pretty sure most people beat Sonic's story by the time this came out anyway, so. Next is the Y2K DLC. Sonic Adventure was given a Millennium Ring that would floats around Station Square, and 2 in several stages. Upon touching one, the player is given a message that wishes them a happy new millennium while being asked to support Sonic Team during the time. As this occurs, Palm Tree Panic's Japanese present theme will play in celebration. That's a good theme. There are also various posters around Station Square with the following messages: Knuckles digging through 2K, Tails smiles through 2K, and Sonic runs through 2K. So this is fun. When the new millennium was coming, 2000, and everyone thought the world was going to end, Sega's just like, put a cool ring in there. That's awesome. There was now the Samba GP DLC. Now this of course refers to Samba de Amigo, which is another Sega franchise. A new track was made available for download titled Samba GP. This track was released to celebrate the arrival of Samba de Amigo. Although oddly enough, the track had little to do with Samba de Amigo, aside from the fact that it was used as an instrumental version of Sonic R's Supersonic Racing, which is a playable song in Samba de Amigo. So yeah, the track isn't actually a track from Samba de Amigo, it's just Supersonic Racing, but Supersonic Racing was available in Samba de Amigo. Upon completing the track, the player could save their score and upload it online to compare against others. There was a final update to the game that included any actual changes to the game itself. Afterwards, Sega began to focus on time attack contests within the regular games. This was the last kind of update that changed the game in any way. Because from here on out, we really focus on time attacks and contests that Sega would hold. And that is the last DLC that wasn't exclusive to a certain region. Because from here on out, the DLCs we're going to cover are exclusive to regions. So all the DLCs we covered, everyone could get them. Now we are going to exclusive DLCs. So we'll just go with the United States. Exclusive DLCs they had was in AT&T and official Dreamcast Magazine DLC. So AT&T and the Dreamcast Magazine teamed up to release 3 time attack contests. One involved going through Speed Highway as Sonic. The next was Knuckles collecting treasures in the Mystic Ruins, and the final one was Tails surfing through 10 specifically marked gates in Sand Hill. I would fail that last one. Prizes were awarded to the quickest scores. A total of 15 winners would be awarded 1 year-long subscription to the official Dreamcast magazine. 19 winners would be awarded a Dreamcast game, and 5 would receive an AT&T premium package for a whole year. Just by playing Sonic, you can get an AT&T package. That is awesome. Then, for Europe, we have the Reebox DMX competition, exclusive to Europe. So contestants from across Europe could download a specifically designed version of Emerald Coast. Gamers were required to retrieve 5 pairs of hidden Reebox DMX trainers, which Dr. Eggman had stolen from Sonic's wardrobe. Sonic has Reeboks is confirmed. That is canon. While still competing for the fastest time in the level. Times were then uploaded to Sega servers so that contestants could gauge their rating. The winners would receive an email and their names would be published on the Sega homepage and Dream Arena at the end of the competition. The prizes included a personalized Dreamcast pod and £1,000 worth of Reebok sportswear. The winner was eventually Neil Ridaway, who completed the challenge in 46.09 seconds. So congratulations to you, Neil. I hope that £1,000 of Reebok sportswear helped. Emerald Coast could not be completed if this pack was loaded. Upon reaching the tunnel to transport Sonic to the second section, a signboard prevents progress, and touching the sign will tell the player that they need to delete the file in order to play the rest of Emerald Coast. So there is that, but that is the price you pay while doing this time attack. Now we move on to Japan, which they have the most amount of DLC exclusive to them, which is, that makes sense. And we have the Karamatsu DLC. Released in the closing days of 1998, this DLC added Karamatsu decorations around Station Square. Touching them would show a message in Japanese and play some traditional Japanese folk music, with the message and music varying, similar to the Christmas 1998 DLC pack. This pack was thought to have been lost for over 20 years due to no player preserving the associated files, but it was rediscovered on a memory unit purchased from Japan in late 2019. So yes, for the longest time, this DLC was lost. When all the other Sonic Adventure DLC had been found, this one was gone. No one knew where it was, but thankfully someone was able to find a memory unit from Japan, and in late 2019 uploaded it, so it is now out there for you all to play as a mod, and it has been translated into English as well. There was Hedgehog Hide and Seek. Released on February 12, 1999, Famitsu held a contest where players had to track down 5 pictures of actual hedgehogs that were placed around Station Square. To start the game, you have to jump into the red sphere in front of the train station. Once all pictures were found, the player would then have to go into the station and jump at the light blue sphere to finish the game. So that's fun. A nice little hide-and-seek little extra collectible thing for you to do. That's pretty fun. There was the Yukawa Senmu QUO minigame. Oh boy. Now I get to say it again. The Yukuya Senmu QUO minigame DLC consisted of the player running around Station Square and Mystic Ruins to try and collect 6 Mr. Yukawa cards, 3 in each area in the shortest time. This was a promotion from January 22nd to February 22nd, 1999, where 50 winners would get a 500 yen QUO card with a picture of Hidekazu Yukawa, who was the Sega manager at the time. The QUO card is a universal prepaid card. Mr. Yukawa was just like, hey, put me in the game, put a picture of me in the game. Like what? There's 3 in every area. Just put pictures of me in the game, and if they win, they get a QUO card. Okay, and then finally, there's the Jewel Chow. Special Chow were made available in the black market on the Sonic Adventure website. Also, there was a Chow black market created for this. Only 3 were available for Sonic Adventure, and only in Japan. They were the Emerald Jewel Chow, Sapphire Chow, and Ruby Jewel Chow. So you got Special Chow and the Sonic Black Market. Okay. And that's it. That is all of the Sonic Adventure DLC that was created. Like I said, all of this DLC hasn't now since all the files have since been found, and it has all been turned into mods for you to download for Sonic Adventure on the PC. So all of this DLC is still playable to this day. Overall, I think it's really cool that even back in the 90s, Sega was innovating and doing DLC. And that a game like Sonic Adventure, which you would think is too far old to have DLC, is actually one of the first games to ever have DLC. That is really cool. And while all of this DLC is pretty inconsequential, other than just adding Christmas trees or Halloween decorations or Karamatsu decorations, and you know, you get another collectible to go find and stuff, right? It's not anything too crazy. It's not like DLC nowadays where it'd be like a new story is added or anything like that. It is just pretty basic stuff, but for the time, this was probably freaking crazy to be able to go in and download content to your game and then open it and it's there and you're like, whoa, my game's different now. That must have been crazy. I know I got that feeling when, you know, I downloaded my first DLC in a video game for the first time and it showed up and I'm like, oh my god, I have this thing that wasn't in the game initially. It's here now. It is a crazy feeling. I can only imagine how much wonderful it was back in the 90s when this happened. So that's it for me. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this Sonic Adventure DLC. Have you played any of it? Let me know in the comments down below. And were you around when this was actually like in time, when this was going on in the 90s? And how cool was it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time.